Have you ever stopped to think that your breakfast could be silently harming your health? After 60, you might be surprised to learn that the seemingly innocent foods we eat every morning can raise your blood pressure, damage your kidneys, and even increase your risk of chronic illness as you age. If you're over 60 and want to ensure that your breakfast routine isn't sabotaging your health, then you need to watch this video until the end. We're about to reveal 3 common breakfast foods that could be affecting your health in ways you never imagined. By the end of this video, you'll not only discover which breakfast foods to avoid, but you'll also learn simple, healthy alternatives that will help you feel better, improve your energy, and protect your heart. These small changes can make a huge difference in your overall health, from stabilizing your blood pressure to reducing inflammation and joint pain. Plus, we'll show you how these healthier habits can even improve your digestion, cognitive function, and medication absorption, giving you a brighter, more energized future. So stick with us, because the health of your breakfast is directly linked to the quality of your golden years. Make sure you're not unknowingly harming your health with the foods you eat in the morning. Stay tuned for life-changing advice that could transform your health for years to come. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading these valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. Now let's begin. 1. Processed foods. Processed foods have become a staple in the modern diet, especially when it comes to breakfast. In today's fast-paced world, it's almost impossible to avoid them. For many older adults, these quick and easy meals seem like the perfect solution to a busy morning. You'll often find American seniors reaching for instant oatmeal packets, frozen waffles, or a box of sugary cereals. They're convenient, fast, and require little preparation. But what most people don't realize, what many seniors don't realize, is that these processed foods could be silently eroding their health, especially after the age of 60. I find this deeply concerning. It's easy to dismiss the impact of these foods when they're so readily available, but we need to understand the real dangers that come with eating them, particularly for older adults. Let's take Robert, for instance. Robert is 72 years old, and like so many others, he spent years eating the same simple breakfast, instant oatmeal and packaged pastries. It was quick and easy, Robert says, reflecting on his morning routine. It's easy to see why he chose those options. They saved him time and he didn't have to think twice. But then one day, Robert's doctor showed him his blood pressure numbers and everything changed. It was a wake-up call. His cholesterol was higher than it should have been, his blood pressure was dangerously elevated, and his overall health was at risk, all because of the seemingly harmless breakfast choices he'd been making for years. I can't help but feel a deep sense of sadness when I think about Robert's story. He, like so many seniors, didn't know that these foods were slowly damaging his body. It's heartbreaking to know that the very foods we trust to fuel us in the morning can be the ones hurting us in the long run. So why exactly are processed breakfast foods so bad for older adults? Dr. Williams, a leading expert in senior nutrition, gives us a clear and direct answer. Processed foods are packed with too much salt, harmful preservatives, and hidden sugars, he explains. As you age, your body becomes more sensitive to these ingredients. What didn't bother you when you were 40 can cause significant harm at 60 or beyond. His words resonate deeply with me. As we get older, our bodies simply can't handle the excess sodium, preservatives, or sugar the way it used to. I feel frustrated knowing that so many seniors are unaware of how much these ingredients are quietly damaging their bodies, leading to things like high blood pressure, kidney issues, and heart disease. Let's break down the actual ingredients in your breakfast. For instance, that packet of instant oatmeal you might be grabbing in a rush contains about 200 milligrams of salt. That's a significant amount of salt, especially considering it's just for one small meal. If you already have high blood pressure or are at risk for it, this extra salt can be incredibly dangerous. It's easy to overlook, but it's a small yet powerful contributor to rising blood pressure. And then there are the frozen waffles you might be reaching for. Those little crispy squares are loaded with preservatives which, over time, can worsen inflammation in your body. Inflammation is linked to everything from joint pain to heart disease, and the preservatives in processed foods make this problem worse. I can't help but worry about the long-term effects of consuming these types of foods, especially when so many seniors don't even realize they're contributing to their pain and discomfort. Here's another harsh reality that many seniors don't know. After 60, your kidneys don't process salt the way they used to. In our youth, our bodies could handle excess salt better, but with age, the kidneys struggle to filter it out efficiently. This means that foods like bacon, sausage, or even processed breakfast meats can put extra strain on your kidneys and raise your blood pressure. Dr. Williams sees this all the time with his older patients. The fact that something as simple as a salty breakfast could cause so much harm is heartbreaking to me. And it's not just the kidneys. Eating foods with excessive salt can increase your risk for several serious health problems, from stroke to heart failure. The damage may not be immediately noticeable, but over time it compounds, and the consequences can be severe. And let's not forget about the preservatives. These chemical additives are in almost every processed food, and while they might make our food last longer, they're also causing inflammation throughout the body. This inflammation, if left unchecked, can lead to more serious conditions like heart disease, make arthritis worse, and even affect your memory. As we get older, we become more vulnerable to these conditions, and the last thing we need is to add fuel to the fire by eating processed foods. It's infuriating to know that these seemingly innocuous foods are silently harming us. I feel so strongly about this because I've seen the impact on loved ones and patients, people who have spent decades eating these foods without understanding the long-term risks. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. The good news is that many of Dr. Williams's patients report feeling much better when they cut out processed breakfast foods. It's not a cure-all, of course, but it's a step in the right direction. They feel less sluggish, their joints hurt less, and some even see improvements in their blood pressure. But here's the kicker: many food companies are now marketing healthy processed options specifically designed for seniors. These breakfast bars, drinks and meals claim to be packed with vitamins and minerals to boost health. But Dr. Williams warns his patients to be cautious. Just because something has added vitamins doesn't automatically make it healthy, he says. This is a point I wholeheartedly agree with. So often these products still contain processed sugars, harmful preservatives, and other ingredients that can have long-term negative effects on our bodies. The message is clear: don't be fooled by flashy packaging or claims of added nutrients. The reality is that many of these so-called healthy options are still not the best choice for our bodies. The bottom line is this: processed breakfast foods, while convenient, are not the best option for older adults. The quick and easy choices might be tempting, but the consequences on your health are too serious to ignore. As we age, we need to make smarter choices about what we eat, understanding that our bodies have changed and that we can no longer handle the same foods we once could. I believe it's time to make the shift toward fresh, whole foods, foods that nourish us instead of harming us. It might take more time to prepare, but the long-term benefits to our health are worth it. Our bodies deserve better, and we should be more mindful of what we put into them. 2. Foods high in refined sugar. Let's take a closer, more in-depth look add a sneaky breakfast danger that many seniors, particularly those over 60, fail to recognize: foods that are packed with refined sugar. You may think that treating yourself to something sweet in the morning is just a harmless indulgence, a little comfort to start the day. After all, who doesn't enjoy a warm pastry or a glass of freshly squeezed juice with their breakfast? However, what many seniors don't realize is that this seemingly innocent habit could be laying the groundwork for a range of serious health problems, many of which develop over time and go unnoticed until it's too late. Sugar, especially refined sugar, becomes a more dangerous threat to your health as you age, and its effects can be profound and life-altering. Take Linda, for example. At 70 years old, she had always thought her morning routine was healthy. She would wake up, pour herself a glass of orange juice, grab a sweetened yogurt cup, and treat herself to a fruit Danish. To Linda, this seemed like the ideal way to start the day, refreshing, flavorful, and balanced. After all, she was getting fruit and dairy, and who could fault her for indulging in a little pastry as a treat? But Linda's seemingly innocent breakfast routine took a sharp turn when she was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes during a routine checkup. It was a wake-up call she never saw coming. "I was shocked," Linda admits. "I never realized how much sugar I was actually consuming every morning. I thought I was making healthy choices." It wasn't until her doctor sat her down and explained the reality of her diet that Linda realized how much sugar had snuck into her daily routine. What she thought was a harmless breakfast was a sugar bomb. Dr. Williams, Linda's physician, explains why sugar becomes so much more dangerous after the age of 60. As we age, the body's ability to process sugar significantly decreases. When you're young, your pancreas can efficiently produce insulin to manage sugar levels. But as you age, the pancreas becomes less efficient. This means that when you consume sugar, your body struggles to handle it in the same way it once did, causing more dramatic and harmful spikes in blood sugar levels. For seniors, the toll of these sugar spikes can be severe, often leading to conditions like insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, and an increased risk of cardiovascular problems. Dr. Williams often uses a simple yet striking demonstration to help his patients understand the gravity of the situation. He shows them how a seemingly harmless breakfast can often contain more sugar than 4 candy bars. The fruit-flavored yogurt, which is often marketed as a healthy option, can have the same amount of sugar as a scoop of ice cream. That glass of natural orange juice, despite not having any added sugar, is loaded with concentrated sugars from multiple fruits and lacks the fiber that would normally slow down sugar absorption in the body. Even those breakfast cereals that claim to be heart healthy, many of them contain more sugar per serving than a chocolate chip cookie. It's easy to be misled by marketing, and seniors are often the most vulnerable. Let's take a deeper dive into what happens in your body after consuming this sugar-heavy breakfast. Within mere minutes of eating, your blood sugar levels surge dramatically. The pancreas, which is already under strain as you age, has to work overtime to produce insulin in an attempt to control the sugar rush. The body's initial response to this flood of sugar is to produce more insulin, but the problem is that over time, your body's ability to produce and effectively use insulin becomes impaired. This makes it harder for your body to stabilize blood sugar levels, putting additional strain on your organs and systems. What happens next is even more concerning. Dr. Williams warns his patients about what occurs about 2 hours after that sugar-filled breakfast. Blood sugar levels, which spiked rapidly after consumption, will inevitably crash. This crash is not only uncomfortable but also dangerous, especially for seniors. When blood sugar dips, you may begin to feel fatigued, shaky, and irritable. This low blood sugar can lead to feelings of hunger, and many seniors, unfortunately, reach for more sugary foods to compensate, creating a vicious cycle. The immediate relief from another sugary snack might feel comforting, but it only exacerbates the problem, leading to further crashes and an even more pronounced imbalance in your body's glucose levels. This vicious cycle can become a deeply ingrained pattern over time, and it's not uncommon for seniors to find themselves trapped in it without realizing how harmful it is. The body's natural ability to regulate sugar diminishes as you age, making it all the more crucial to be mindful of your food choices. The most troubling part of this is that many foods that seem healthy on the surface are loaded with hidden sugars. That fruit-flavored yogurt cup, which is often touted as a nutritious choice, can be deceptively high in sugar, masking its true impact on your health. The same goes for fruit juices. While a glass of freshly squeezed juice may seem like a natural, wholesome option, it often contains concentrated sugars that flood your bloodstream without providing the necessary fiber that would help slow absorption. Many breakfast cereals, despite their claims of being heart-healthy or fortified with vitamins and minerals, are often nothing more than glorified sugar bowls. It's easy to overlook these hidden sugars, but they can have a profound impact on your health. Margaret, another of Dr. Williams's patients, faced a similar situation. She had always chosen healthy options, but when her blood sugar levels were checked, she was stunned to see how much they spiked after her morning meals. "I never realized how much sugar I was eating," she confesses. "I thought I was making good choices, but now I realize that even healthy foods can be dangerous if you don't pay attention to the sugar content." The sad truth is that many seniors don't learn about these risks until they are already suffering the consequences. The good news is that with the right awareness and small changes to one's diet, it's possible to break the sugar cycle and regain better control over blood sugar levels. A balanced breakfast, rich in fiber, healthy fats and protein, can help prevent those dangerous spikes and crashes. Choosing whole fruits over fruit juices, opting for unsweetened yogurt, and being mindful of hidden sugars can make a world of difference. Taking these small steps can not only help seniors feel better day to day, but also reduce the long-term risks of serious conditions like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. In conclusion, the hidden danger of refined sugar in breakfast foods is real, and it's a silent threat that many seniors overlook. The health risks are not immediate, but they are insidious and can lead to a cascade of problems over time. By becoming more aware of the sugar content in our foods and making better choices, we can protect our health, maintain stable energy levels, and live better lives. It's never too late to make small but impactful changes that can yield lifelong benefits. Fats, especially the ones commonly found in many traditional breakfast foods, can be particularly harmful as we age. Think of those indulgent morning classics like crispy bacon, greasy sausage, and those mouth-watering buttery pastries. At first glance, they may seem like harmless comforts to start your day, but for many seniors, these foods carry silent dangers that can significantly impact their long-term health. Take David, a 75-year-old man, for example. David had always believed in starting his day with a substantial breakfast to fuel himself for whatever the day might bring. His go-to meal was 2 fried eggs, 3 strips of sizzling bacon, and a couple of slices of golden buttered toast. He had been following this routine for years, thinking that it was the best way to keep his energy up. "I always thought I needed a hearty breakfast at my age," David says with a shrug. "It was the kind of meal I thought would give me the strength to get through my day." If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful. But then, during a routine checkup, David's doctor took one look at his cholesterol numbers and was immediately concerned. "They were through the roof," David recalls, a sense of disbelief in his voice. It was only then that David began to realize the full extent of the damage. What he had thought was a well-deserved indulgence had been compromising his heart health, and he had no idea just how risky these foods were for someone his age. Dr. Williams, a renowned cardiologist, explains why fatty foods become even more problematic for seniors. As we age, our metabolism naturally begins to slow down, which means our body doesn't process fats as efficiently as it once did, he explains. These high-fat breakfast foods that may have been no big deal years ago can now take a heavy toll on your health, especially on your heart, and overall energy levels. What is particularly alarming is that as we grow older, the body doesn't just lose its ability to burn fat at the same rate, it also becomes more sensitive to the negative effects of fat. When you consume high-fat meals like those greasy morning favorites, you're essentially forcing your body to work overtime to process all that fat, instead of allowing it to focus on the important tasks of maintaining energy, repairing cells, or supporting overall well-being. It's a bitter reality, but the foods we once thought were harmless comfort foods are now part of a bigger, more troubling picture. The biggest culprit here is saturated fat, a type of fat that is alarmingly prevalent in popular breakfast foods such as bacon, sausage ham, and even buttered pastries like croissants contain saturated fats. Saturated fats are particularly insidious because they raise the levels of LDL, low-density lipoprotein cholesterol, often referred to as bad cholesterol. This increase in bad cholesterol can lead to the buildup of plaque in your arteries, which, over time, can cause blockages leading to heart disease, stroke, or even a heart attack. For seniors, this risk is even more pronounced. As we age, our arteries naturally become less flexible and more prone to damage, making it more difficult for them to accommodate the increased plaque that builds up from high-fat diets. It's a devastating cycle that often goes unnoticed until it's too late. Dr. Williams has seen this firsthand with many of his patients. A lot of my patients don't realize how much a fatty breakfast can affect their energy levels throughout the day, he says. What they don't know is that high-fat meals take a lot more energy to digest. So when you eat them first thing in the morning, your body is forced to use all of its available energy just to process the food, leaving you feeling sluggish, tired, and less focused throughout the day. For seniors, this is a serious issue because we need our energy for other essential activities like staying active or mentally sharp. And then there's the hidden danger of inflammation. Dr. Williams highlights how consuming large amounts of saturated fats, especially at breakfast, can trigger inflammation throughout the body. For seniors, this isn't just a minor concern. It can lead to more severe and chronic issues like joint pain, digestive problems, and even an increased risk of developing conditions like arthritis or diabetes. The inflammation caused by a high-fat diet can act like a slow poison, affecting everything from your mood to your mobility and drastically reducing your quality of life. Consider Martha, a 68-year-old woman who used to enjoy a flaky, buttery croissant as part of her morning ritual. I thought croissants were a lighter choice compared to bacon and eggs, so I believed they were a healthier option, she says with a hint of regret. But what Martha didn't realize was that those seemingly innocent, delicate layers of pastry were hiding a hefty amount of saturated fat. One single butter croissant can contain as much saturated fat as 4 strips of bacon. Martha had no idea that her light breakfast choice was having such a negative impact on her health. It wasn't until she experienced some alarming health issues that she began to understand the consequences. The bottom line is that these high-fat breakfast foods, whether it's bacon, sausage, buttery pastries, or even cream-filled coffee drinks, can do more harm than good, particularly for seniors. The body simply doesn't have the same capacity to handle excess fat as it did in younger years. While indulging in these foods once in a while may seem harmless, regular consumption can lead to serious long-term health risks. The scary thing is that many seniors like David and Martha don't even realize how much these fatty foods are affecting their daily energy, heart health, and overall well-being until the damage is already done. It's not just about making healthier choices. It's about understanding the deeper impact that the foods we consume have on our bodies as we age. As we grow older, it becomes crucial to rethink our morning routines and to be more mindful of what we put on our plates. For seniors, it's not just about filling up, it's about fueling the body in a way that supports heart health, energy, and longevity. I truly believe that making small positive changes in the foods we eat can lead to big improvements in the quality of life. Sometimes it's the small, seemingly insignificant changes like swapping out that greasy bacon for a heart-healthy alternative that can make all the difference in the world. As we wrap up today's discussion, we've learned some crucial insights about the impact of high-fat foods on our health, especially as we get older. We explored how seemingly harmless breakfast staples like bacon, sausage, and buttery pastries can significantly affect your heart health, energy levels, and overall well-being. What we eat in the morning can either fuel our day or set us up for a series of health challenges. So what have you learned today? Is there one piece of advice or information that stood out to you? Perhaps it's realizing how the body's ability to process fats changes with age, or maybe it's understanding the hidden dangers in those tasty pastries we all love. Whatever it is, I encourage you to reflect on it and think about how you can apply it to your own life. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Please comment below and share one thing you've learned today and how you plan to implement it moving forward. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more valuable tips on living a healthier life. Thanks for watching, and take care of your heart because it deserves it.